Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Marisa, and today I have a Hatha flow set to Christmas Lofi. Let's get started on our shins, and we'll do a variation of cat and cow by rounding through the spine and extending through the chest. Coming into a seated twist, we'll take our hands to prayer pose and the right elbow past the left knee, pressing the hands away from each other and looking up. Untwist and slide the left elbow past the right knee and press away. Come up to a tabletop position, and we'll extend the arms towards the top of the mat, resting the forehead on the mat. Allow your chest to melt towards the mat. Supporting yourself with your forearms, move towards the top of your mat by releasing your hips. Sphinx pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips high for your first downward facing dog. And just explore some movement here. Maybe bending one knee and the other. Whatever feels good to you. Lifting your tailbone high. Extending through the spine. And deepening your breath here. Extend the right heel behind you towards the back wall, keeping the toes facing towards the mat. And slowly begin to lift your leg even higher until you've completely opened the hips. And allow that right heel to fall behind you, completely opening up the hips. If it feels good to take some knee circles, just to get some movement around the hip, you can do that. Realign your hips and take the right heel in front of the left thigh, walking your hands up towards that other foot. We're in a standing pigeon here. If this is too difficult for you, you can always place a block right here. And you also have an option of coming up for a balance pose, bringing your hands to prayer. Walking the hands forward once again. Place the right foot right between your hands. Pivot the left foot and rise to your warrior one. Aligning the knee with the heel. Sinking the hips down. Find internal rotation with the pinkies. Inhale to straighten the right leg and come forward towards that leg. Inhaling to lengthen through the spine and folding over, nose towards the knee. Pyramid pose. Pivot the right toes to face towards me, and we'll sink our chest through the center for a wide-legged forward bend. You have options here. You can grab the back ankles to pull yourself through. Maybe you extend your arms through the center. To revolve our forward bend, place your right hand in the center of the mat and draw a bow and arrow with the left, extending all the way up. You may also use a block here if you can't quite reach the mat. Place the left hand in the center of the mat and extend the right all the way up, allowing the gaze to follow. And release, great job. Go ahead and pivot the left toes towards the back side of your mat, and we'll lengthen through the spine, fold over, releasing towards that left knee, pyramid pose. Find a 90-degree angle bend of the front left knee, coming into Warrior One. Release the hands to the mat. Move towards your standing pigeon by supporting yourself with the right leg or the right foot. And go ahead and bring that left ankle onto the right thigh, walking your hands towards yourself. And you can take your variation here, whatever feels the best to you. Walk your hands forward, releasing that left foot to the mat, downward facing dog. Extend through the left heel this time, keeping the toes towards the mat. The hips are closed for just a moment. And then you can lift your leg higher, opening up the hips. Bending the left knee, opening up that hip, allowing the left heel to fall behind you. Always breathing intentionally through each pose, staying in control of your breath and not allowing it to control you. And close the hips, bring the left leg forward once again, and you can pivot towards me into our wide-legged forward bend. Reach your hands over towards the top of your mat and find a tabletop position here. We'll take a child's pose just for one moment to settle our nervous system before a fun little plank series I have. So separate the knees, connect the toes together, sit the hips back, and just take a few deep breaths. And rise. We'll go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the hips into plank position, building a little fire and heat here in the abs, keeping the hips low. And release the knees for just a moment. Next, we'll do a side plank. If this isn't accessible to you, what you can do is keep the right shin on the mat, and you can go ahead and just extend the left leg high, while anyone else who wishes to join me can go ahead and come into a side plank. And there are even variations with this. I'm going to choose to bring my left leg to my thigh for a tree pose variation. And release. Great job. If that was too much on a wrist, you can always also choose to come to your forearm for the other side. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and move to your variation option on the other side. And release. Amazing job. Coming into thread the needle, let's extend the right arm high. Dive that right arm underneath the armpit, resting your right shoulder to the mat and pressing away with the left hand. Coming back to tabletop, extend the left arm high. And then take that left arm all the way underneath the right armpit, resting the left shoulder on the mat, pressing away with the right hand. You can release this position and come onto your backs. Extend the right leg high and we'll switch legs back and forth, engaging the abs. Great job. Go ahead and sit up and we'll come into one of our final postures, which is going to be a variation of boat pose. Try to keep a flat back here. We're just going to lean a little bit back and you have options here. You can extend the arms out to the side like so. You could keep your toes on the mat or lift your legs like so, or you could even choose to extend all the way for full boat pose. So whatever you choose to do, go ahead and go there now. Pulling in belly towards the spine, really engaging the core, supporting your back. Try to avoid rounding the spine as much as possible. Couple more breaths. You got this. Don't give up. We're almost done. And release. Great job. And if you'd like to take any inversion poses, I definitely invite you to do so. Otherwise, we can go ahead and settle into our final Savasana, however that feels best to you. And maybe taking some time to reflect on what Christmas means to you. Maybe it stirs up a heart of gratitude. Maybe it stirs up love for your family. Maybe some sweet memories come back. And maybe you have faith, and this is a moment that you can thank God for sending His Son Jesus to the earth to rescue us and to reconcile us to Himself. Whatever it means to you, just finding an open heart space to appreciate Christmas. Maybe Christmas is the time that you need a little extra patience, being around family. So maybe that is something that you are leaning into right now. But just choosing to be present this week with our families. And really taking time to meditate on what's most important to you during this season, but in general as well. Hold the people you love the most close to your heart. And let's choose an attitude of love and patience with those loved ones this week. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me today in this Lo-Fi Christmas session. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so if you'd like more free yoga online. I wish you all many blessings. See you in the new year.